Let's get it.
I'll start it too.
Alrighty. Let us know when you're ready.
Okay, I am ready. All right. So, hi guys, my name's Mary, and the relationship I'm going to be talking about is with my best friend Belle. So, I have actually known her since preschool. Like, we've gone to preschool together, we went to elementary school together, middle school, high school, but we didn't become friends until sophomore year of high school. So, it was crazy. So, I've known her my entire life, but we didn't come close until then. We started talking because we both started playing volleyball together. And it was actually funny because we both played the same position. And so it was kind of weird because like we still had to compete for like the same spot, but it never affected our friendship because she was always like a really good like team player. She was always my partner for like warm-ups, game days, all of that. So like it was really fun because we like always had each other's back like on the court and off the court. So it was really nice to like have that kind of friendship, have that kind of trust. And yeah, and then we're just very different people. Like she's more outgoing, I'm kind of more shy. So we're on like really opposite like ends of the spectrum. I would definitely say I'm more mature. She's more like she has no, she just goes for it, you know, she doesn't really think before she acts. And I always like I'm an overthinker. I always have to make sure everything's like planned out, everything's good. And she's the life of the party. I'm kind of more of like a wallflower, like, but I love her because she like kind of brings me out of my comfort zone. And she'll like, let's go to a party. And I'm like, okay, I guess, yeah, like you got me, like I'll go with you. Um, but yeah, so she's always like coming to me for advice and always asking me like, oh, like, what do you think I should do? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like trying to give her the best advice I can. She's always telling me like, oh, you're acting like my mom. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't mean to. And so yeah, a funny story actually, she grew up in a different household than I did, and she actually ran away from home, and she ended up living with me for a week. And it was a fun experience, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot because she's very messy and I'm very clean. So I would always tell her like, hey, like, can you clean this up? Or hey, can you do this? Right. And so it was a lot of fun. It was definitely an experience, not one that we would ever do again. We've talked about it. But yeah, I love her to death. Of course, like I'm always gonna be here for her, and I really value our friendship just because like I always think about her, like I do think of her like it's weird, like I have a mom mentality. So I'm kind of like, oh, like if you ever need me, like I'm always there. So we don't always talk every day, but like when we do, like I know I could go to her for things or she can come to me. But yeah, if I had 1 year left to live, I would definitely want to live it up with her because she is a party animal. And I would love to just like go out, go crazy with her because, like, why not? There's really like nothing holding me back. If I knew I only had a year left to live, like, she would be the person I would want to like go crazy with. But yeah, because I could trust her, she could trust me. I know if we do go out to party, like we're gonna get an Uber back. Like we'll find a way home. I don't know how, but I trust her with my life. But yeah, so that's me and my best friend. Thank you.
Nice. I'm sorry, I forgot to mute my mic in the beginning, and I definitely drank water super loudly. So
Thank you so much, Mary.
about that.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I like
Good
that a
speaking.
lot.
Oof.
Yeah.
Reminded me of myself a little bit.
Right.
I also had a friend who like had kind of a troubled life who came to live with me for a while. So I feel that like having someone come to you from like their house and they're like kind of different. So I've been through that.
Yeah.
What did you say your best friend's name was?
Belle.
Belle. Oh my gosh, my best friend's name is Isabel. So
Oh, yeah, Isabel.
cool.
Is she crazy too, or?
Ride or die.
Yeah, right.
Awesome.
She's lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
Anthony, let me know when you're ready and I will click right in.
Yeah, I will go. Mary, how much longer do you have that study room for? I'm in the library.
I do not know. It was weird because it had like a little section. So
You can do 4 back to back, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say the directions. You can do 4 half-hour because you can get it for a total of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea because I'm here. I don't want to bother the people around me, but
Yeah,
I
you-
guess I'll just go now. It's fine.
You should be able to reserve it in 30-minute increments.
Real quick.
Okay,
Is my audio okay?
Victor, yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. My video's
You're a
coming
little
up.
laggy, but
Okay. I'm gonna switch to my phone real quick.
Rob.
Sorry, give me 1 sec. Or actually, I can ask a question while I switch because I think I have to respond as well. But Mary, I was gonna ask like maybe what's been like the most memorable thing that you and your friend has like done so far?
That's a tough one. We've definitely had a lot of experiences that are probably not school appropriate that I could say over Zoom. But no, I know like definitely like if I'm gonna experience something, it's definitely gonna be with her. We actually went to like a rave like 2 weeks ago. So that was really fun. Yeah.
Don't you always want that one friend that if you get arrested, they're just sitting next to you going, it was fun at the time.
Exactly. Like we could like look back on it and laugh
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Like, hey, remember that one time we got arrested? Like, yeah.
I've had friends like that back in high school and stuff that like I could not say I was doing, and then they're
Yeah.
still friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be with someone who would be like, oh my God, I can't believe we just got arrested. I'm like, what? Like it's a memory.
Yep.
But yeah. Okay, go ahead, Anthony.
do we want to wait for Victor to come back, or do you think it's fine? All right, I'll just go. Let's do it. Okay, hi guys. So I'm going to talk to you about a wonderful man named Jose today. Jose is a close family friend that I've known since I was a baby. He was like, I think he was like one of the first people to hold me actually. Super close, you know, to like my parents and everyone around us. He's not actually like related in any way. He's just like one of those people who's been friends with my parents forever. He married like another one of our close friends that we had. So like he's just been in my life and close to the people who my family has been close to pretty much forever, my whole life. He is like extremely handy. He is an electrician by trade, so he's like really good with fixing complicated stuff that me or my dad couldn't fix around the house. And so whenever we would take on like a big job or a big project and we tried to do something and we'd inevitably screw it up, like he would always come over and like help us fix it and you know, do whatever we needed to do to get things working again. He has always done that. He's also been a really big business mentor to me. He actually runs his own business. So, and he's like pretty successful in it, being an electrician. And you know, he's taught me a lot about business and like what it means to manage employees and to manage goals and like business finances, which is something that I'm really interested in. He also owns a business towing motorcycles, so he has like kind of a dual interest and 2 businesses, which is kind of crazy. He often needs help running his company, and like he needs people helping him in different like office or administrative ways, and so he needs someone that he can depend on to help him with tasks around the business to get things done. And he only trusts, you know, a limited amount of people. Obviously, me being one of those people. So I try to give my time to him and his companies and to help him whenever I can, to be there for him, like the way that he has always been there for me and my family. But it's hard, being a busy student and like a young adult and stuff. But that would never be an excuse for him. He would never say something like that. So I guess if I had like a year to live, it would be to try to give back to him and his vested interests as much as I could. Be there for him whenever he needed to, professionally or as a friend or as someone who's known him and my whole life, and to just give back to him like however I could. I know that he needs help with businesses. I know that he needs help around his own house doing stuff. Just he's always busy. He always has something going on. And if I could be there at any time to help that man, it would be worth a lot of the time of my last year, because he's given so much of his time and his life to us and my family. And that's my speech. It's a little short, but I'm gonna stop it now. Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.
Wow, that was moving. What a relationship. What an honor.
Cool guy. He's a nice guy. It's very cool.
I like that you mentioned that like he was one of the first people to like be there for you and you were born. I thought that was really special.
Yeah, he was there in the hospital, but I think besides a couple actual family members, he was next in line to like hold me as a baby. So that's pretty crazy. It's weird to think about when I see him, but yeah.
No, that's really cool. Yeah. I don't think I know anybody who held me as a baby. I still know.
I have somebody similar like that. I totally get the holding baby thing. That is definitely true. I have a friend of my family who we at the old house I used to live at, we used to be next door to them, and they were the first ones to hold me outside of any member of my family. So they always say that, and that's always their kind of claim to fame in my family, is like they were the first ones outside of immediate family members, like my mom, my dad, to hold me. So yeah, that's pretty good, and that's a cool thing to like have somebody like who's outside of your family that you can trust like that.
Yeah, it's always weird. Like I always considered him an actual member of my family, because he might as well will be. Like, what difference does it make? We share.
Alrighty. Am I next?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Anthony something real quick.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, what's up? I
Yeah.
think I lagged really bad there. I think I'm back. I'm sorry. What's going on?
No, you're good. Is there a lesson that maybe he taught you that you kind of like didn't like in the moment, but later on was actually like really useful?
Yeah. He taught me that like failure is pretty much like everything. Like doing things and then failing at it is pretty much like the only lesson in life that you can't get from anywhere else. And I used to be like, well, like I don't want to like screw up stuff that I'm like putting time and interest and money into. He's like, well, you're probably gonna, so deal with it. And that's been a pretty good lesson I had to learn.
Awesome.
Pretty valid.
Thank you for sharing.
Anna, I was gonna say I can record for you if you need to see like the timer like you were doing.
I brought it up too.
Okay, I just want to make sure like in case you wanted it for your screen.
Was it useful, you guys? I don't know. I just thought like
It is useful, actually.
okay, if you could.
Yeah, just let me know when you're ready and I'll press it.
Okay, I have so much to say, so I hope I can fit it in 5 minutes, because this person is like
Did I break out the popcorn or something for this one, or is this gonna be
trap? Okay, let's do it. Let's start.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
So I chose someone who knows me the best, which is my loving mother, Iya, who's also like my other half, like my, not just my birth mother, but the person who raised me. And she I know that she's my mother, but she's also my best friend in the entire universe. And I like, without her, I couldn't, like, I would not be able to be where I am today. I would not be able to be who I am. I would not be the mother that I have become, so she had like huge impact on my life and the way that I treat others as well. So I chose her because she's a very special person to me, not just like my mother. And the bond that I share with her is, I cannot, it's inexplainable. It's like beyond like the blood. She's like, I could literally tell you guys that she's like my soulmate, like best friend. One of the ways that I could try to paint a picture and describe her is that she's very compassionate, she's vulnerable, she is just this exceptional human being, and she's stunning in every way, not just like physically, but like her heart. Like has the most beautiful heart ever. And for me, she's the definition of like the beautiful soul. And since, I feel like if I had 1 year to live, and I feel like mentally, like my mind would probably shift completely, and I wouldn't worry about all these silly things that I worry about, which is paying the bills and, all these responsibilities that involve money. So I think my complete focus would be what really matters, right? Which is spending quality time with my loved ones. And in this case, I'm going to be talking about my mom and the things that I would do with her before my life runs out. So I do have a list. So I'm gonna try to say all of them. So we always wanted to go to New York together. So I would definitely go to New York as soon as possible with her so we can explore the city, because it's been our dream to go there. Second thing that I would do is I would probably apologize for everything that ever, like I hurt her in some kind of way that I didn't realize in the moment. I would probably apologize for everything. And I would also tell her all the secrets that I might be keeping from her, because I don't want to like hurt her feelings right now, or I feel like she wasn't ready to hear it yet. But since I'm like dying anyway, I would just be like, Mom, here, I'm going to tell you all this stuff I haven't told you before. And I would encourage her not to be worried about me, because I'll always be there, even if I'm not here in a physical form. And I would tell her how lucky I am that she's going to be there for Elise, which is my baby girl, after I'm gone. Like, I feel like I would rest in peace because I know that she's going to be in her life. You know what I mean? So I would probably tell her that too. And it's not that I'm not grateful for her, but I feel like if in our minds, when we find out that, oh, I have 1 year to live, I feel like it would push me more to ask her more frequently how she's doing, and also sharing how grateful I am and how thankful I am for her, that she like even exists in my like world of existence. And I would probably be I would hug her more, and I'll be more, I don't know, I'll kiss her more too. And I would just tell her to be strong no matter what. And I really appreciate the time together. And because, ultimately we're all going to die. And, we don't really think about it. I don't really think about it, so if I knew I had 1 year to live, then I believe that I would like reflect on the ways which I like interact with other people. I would pay attention to it more, and in how I treat them. And in this case, my mom, like I would try to be the best daughter I could be with this like 1 year. And it would be the priority to spend the quality time with her while I'm on this earth. And at the end, the goal is to leave the message that I love her with all my heart, and that I will forever be grateful for everything that she has done for me. That's the message I want to live before I die. So I'll do everything to leave that message. Thank you. Sorry, I would try to like say everything I could, man. This person's like very special to me.
I thought that was really good. And I like that you said you wanted to travel to New York. I've been there. It's absolutely beautiful, really hot during the summer, but whenever you go, you're going to have a great time.
New York City is my favorite place in the whole world.
You guys have been to New York?
New York's awesome.
Damn.
Usually when I go, I spend
need to
most of
go.
my time just like walking. Like I spend a lot of it just exploring.
Yeah.
It's a
Going up
perfect
to the top of
city
the
to
Empire State
explore.
Building is awesome.
Yeah.
Like even the
There's a lot to do.
touristy stuff is like everyone always says it's cheesy, but it's cool to go to.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I just wanted to say that was really beautiful though. Like just all those nice things you said about your mom. Cause I know like a lot of people don't have like a relationship like that with their parents. And so like to hear that, like it doesn't matter, like how you said, like even though we're like blood related, or like it doesn't matter, like you guys could still have a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
What's the most
similar parenting technique that your mom used on you that you use on your daughter?
Um, wow, that is a really good question. I
That
guess
was such a good question.
ooh,
Oh my
ooh, you know what? I'm also because I used to be spoiled when I was a baby. Like if I would cry to be like picked up, like she'll pick me up like anytime, no matter how tired she is. And I've noticed like, and she couldn't stand me like crying as a baby. So now I've realized I can't stand like my daughter crying. Like I would not make her like I would not let her like continue to cry if she's crying. Like I just can't like like if she's in the car seat and she's crying, I'll just take her out because I've noticed that I also can bear to like hear her cry. So I know some parents just leave them like even in the crib to like, oh, she'll, let her cry for 15 minutes and she'll fall asleep. Like I've noticed that I don't let her do that. I just like pick her up and I'm like, it's okay. Like you can fall asleep in my arms and I'll put you afterwards. Cause I don't know. Yeah, it's about, I don't know, caring too much. I guess I care too much about her, not crying and always being happy. So my mom did that to me and I'm noticing I'm doing that to my daughter too. Yeah,
Hey, that's fair.
that's the one thing I could hear. And then Isabella, you're next, right?
Yes. Okay.
Gotcha. Let me know.
Thank you. All right. I can start right now. Hi, guys. So my name is Bella, and I would say that the most important relationship that I hold near and dear to my life is my dad. He was such an amazing dad and such an amazing man, very handy, always positive. Like whenever anyone would come up to him, they'd be like, "What's up, Tommy?" And he'd be like, "What's happening?" Like he was just always the person you wanted to be around. And if you were ever in trouble or you needed a hand with anything, he would just like be over in a snap. So I unfortunately, this is more of like a sad story, but I only had the opportunity to spend a couple of years with him because when I was 10, he was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. And I feel like my dad's always been my shield of life because growing up, we always had so many similarities. Like I have 2 older sisters and they both have brown hair and brown eyes, but I have blonde hair and like hazel eyes. And we just had a lot of similarities and it had me, I was able to build like a really good relationship with him. We also like to go outside and go camping, and all my other family members like didn't really like the hikes and stuff. So we would just do that before we found out about like his cancer. So when my dad did get diagnosed, I had to grow up at like a really young age, and none of my friends were dealing with the same things I was dealing with. Like I would have to stay home and help him up the stairs while my friends were going to basketball games, and I had to like cook dinner like for my family while my mom was at work. But I would say like my dad is my shield of life because he was so strong throughout his entire journey. And usually like when you get diagnosed with like a cancer like that, you only get a couple months to live. So they told him he had 3 months to live, which made me like really think about life and like how important it is. And he would support me no matter what, which was like really surprising because like you would think that if you are sick, you would want to focus on like your health and stuff, but he always went to my sisters and like my swim meets. He went to like all the events that we had, and it just showed like how much he cared for us and how selfless he was, and he just always helped others. And I looked up to him and he impacted my life in so many ways. We went on a lot of trips and traveled because we didn't know how much time we had with him because the doctors told him that he only had a couple months to live, but he actually ended up living for 4 more years, which was like really crazy. And I feel like it's because our family like just had so much support for him, and he again was always positive, as I mentioned before. So like even though this thing was in his head, like he just was so positive. I feel like his positivity like kept him going. So I definitely like looked up to him for that. So I would say that if I were to have 1 year to live, I most definitely would want to make the year as productive and special as possible. My dad told me like family is the most important thing to him, and he showed it to us throughout his time that he had. And I think it's important to make it a good year and not dwell on it because there's so much you can do in 365 days. Like I want to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. And I know there's so many people that I hold near and dear to my heart. So this prompt really just like had me reflect on like my past memories and what I value. And I feel like I valued a lot of the same things that my dad did. And I would want to say like the things I would want to do is I don't want to live with any regrets. Like I want to live a good life. I want to spend time with the people I love. I want to get married. And like my mom would walk me down the aisle. Like I've already thought about it. My oldest sister is getting married in October. So my mom's going to be walking her. But yeah, I want to graduate from college. I want to travel Europe and specifically Hungary, just because that's like where my dad was born. And that's like my family origin. And I definitely would want to either like write a book. I want to help others. And my dad decided what he wanted to do with his last year. So I just know like if it was me, I would want to be with the ones I love most. And in conclusion, I would say, yeah, my dad has left such an amazing impact on my life. We've had such a strong relationship. And even though I did only have 14 years with him, he's taught me so much. And I would definitely not be the person I am today without him. And I just want to help others. And I hope I can make him proud. And I'm so glad I had the opportunity to talk about him today. And I hope that when that 1 year passes, him and I can reunite. So that's my story. And yeah.
Wow, Isabella,
Jeez.
you would, oh my God, I relate to your story. I also lost my dad too when I was younger, but now that you've said like you lost him in such an early age, like I feel a little bit more grateful I get to spend my like teenage years with him. But I feel you and you're so strong, and I don't know, I want to give you a hug because you're like you're inspiring, you know, and I feel like I'm not alone out there in the world who's also thinking about how mom's gonna walk her down the aisle.
Yeah.
Ah, respect for you.
Thank you too.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to go through all that. That's a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
That
Strong.
was really beautiful. Like I appreciate you like opening up to us and like telling us that because I know like it could be really hard to like talk about that. So thank you.
Thank you guys.
What would you say was like your favorite memory with your dad?
So I have so many memories. Oh my gosh. I've lived in San Jose my whole life and like we are big beach people. So I was gonna say like we went to the beach like every other weekend. So I would just say like walking and we would like collect shells. And there was this beach where they actually had like sand dollars and we have like a whole box filled with them that I still have. So I would definitely say like that's for sure like one of my favorite, but there's so many. Thanks for asking.
I also have to say the Europe thing sounds cool. Europe is really fun. I've been in Europe before, and there's a lot of really cool places to go.
I'm just not ready for the flight. I need like a sleeping pill. something to
It's
knock
not
me
too
out.
bad. If you do like economy, most of the time there's like a TV in the back of the headrest, so you can
Yeah.
just chill. Yeah, it's like I think it was when I flew, 'cause I flew into London. It was like a 12 or 11 hour flight there.
Wow.
Wasn't too bad. I made the mistake of
Nah.
not sleeping through it till like the last 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
I actually got so sleep deprived I couldn't see.
Oh my
I
gosh.
lost my vision.
Oh
Actually couldn't
no.
see. Everything was really hazy.
My bucket's too sore, man. That's too long. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
I
stand
gotta
up and,
break it up.
like,
Yeah, I went to the UK, so I went to London,
Wow.
France, and Scotland for
Awesome.
about 3 weeks. So those are definitely really cool places to go.
Definitely.
My bucket's sore just going to New York, going to Europe. It's too long, man.
I know I'm not going. Did everyone else go, or are we missing somebody?
Victor.
I think it's just
Victor.
me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, I can go then. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Victor. Today I'm for my future life speech. I'm gonna be talking about my younger brother. His name is Lance. He's I think like 7 years younger than me, so it's his first year of high school right now, and I'm entering my junior year of college. So there's 7 years between us. And I don't know, it's interesting, because growing up with a younger sibling that's 7 years below you, I'm in like first grade or something by the time he's born. And like growing up, like even now, like it's his first year of high school. He's like fresh out of middle school, and I'm like, living on my own, So like our stages of life, is very different, 7 years apart. So growing up, it was nice. But then I feel like because of the age gap, I don't know, it's kind of hard to relate. The maturity levels are different. And like the things we're interested in is very like he's very interested in like Minecraft and like he's on his computer all the time and watching YouTube, different stuff. And I kind of grew up like more technology deprived. So like I didn't have like an Xbox or video games or even TV. Like I'd be outside a lot. So I know our mindsets about things, our personalities are like very different too. Um, and I know it's always just been like kind of hard to relate to him. Even like the past couple of years, like him maturing a little bit and growing up, like now it's like a bit better, I feel like his humor even is even more relatable. And he's not like as wild as he used to be. And so yeah, going into the prompt, I guess like if I had a year left of my life, I feel like I'd really want to get closer to him. Because I don't know, it's a give and a take. Because on one end, I like kind of want to control him and like really like give him my input, but on the other end, like I want to let him, make his own mistakes and figure out, how to learn on his own. Because yeah, our interests are just so different, and it's just I don't know, it's just hard to talk and like relate to the guy, even just like conversating with him, like he's very immature, and it's just hard. Um, so yeah, if I had a year left, I feel like I don't know, I'd really want to like be selfless and like really dedicate my time to doing things that he enjoyed. Because I feel like as an older brother, you kind of have to like lay your life down, and for lack of a better word, in order to like help him out. So like he's really into football. Um, like he's on the school team right now, and he loves track. And like I said, he loves Minecraft. So I don't know. I feel like stooping down to his level a little bit and just filling the year just with fun memories, because at that age, I feel like everything's just like happiness and joy. And all he wants is just a fun time. I don't think he really wants to sit down and have this like intellectual conversation about how I'm going to die or whatever. So I feel like it'd be nice to just like fill it with just like a bunch of bonding moments. I don't know, go visit places. And I'll go visit family or, we're from Mexico and Guatemala, so maybe go visit family over there. Just, fill it with like fun, adventurous things to do. Just spend as much, time with him. Because part of me is like, yeah, seeing, that one year is like, yo, this could be an awesome experience. At the same time, kind of like a guilty side of me making up for the fact that like, yo, it has been hard to relate to him. And like, I'm not the closest to him. And like, we only talk sporadically. So filling that space up with like, time, to have fun, and I feel like another aspect of that would be also to like lay on him like my 2 cents and kind of like my experience, which I feel like I actually do a good job of, like he gets picked on a lot on the football team, because he's more on like the nerd side, so it makes sense. But like even like I used to play football, so tell him like, yo, like this is just how testosterone works, man, are just the most. So like helping him like figure out the like different social situations, how to be disciplined, how to do his schoolwork, different stuff like that. So yeah, the whole year, I want to spend time with him, do activities he like to do, and I don't know, just you know, help him see the things that I've learned, of like, I don't know how to make friends, how to talk to our parents, how to respect our grandparents, how to have a relationship with them, just different things I feel like I've learned. So yeah, I feel like that's about all I gotta say, and hopefully, yeah, that last year can, I don't know, that make us, grow closer. And yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Sounds like you have a
What would
pretty
you
good
say?
relationship with him.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you said this. What was like, because I know you asked me this, like, what was your ultimate favorite memory, or what is?
Um, it sounds, it's like, I feel like it's a family inside joke, but like, there's this one time we went to France, and it was like a really fancy dinner we paid for,
Hmm.
because I was like a jet lagged, like it was like the first night, and so I literally fell asleep the whole time at the dinner. It's like a fancy restaurant, and I'm literally just like on the chair, like gassed, and like me and my brother just like remember that, and we like laugh every time because he's sitting there like enjoying like really expensive good food. I'm literally completely caked. and it's just really, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I like how you were like, you want to be like a role model to him and like really like inspire him. So I think that was really like motivating. It was really nice to hear.
Well,
And
that's
also,
yeah.
I'm like the only person who hasn't gone out of the country, and I'm kind of sad about it.
It's all love. I don't know. Some countries are not worth it, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, traveling's fun, I guess.
You're so caring and like thoughtful. Like my brother is not like you. I wish my brother was like you. Oh my bigger brother. Wow. I mean, he's super lucky to have you. It's amazing. You're an amazing person.
Being the older sibling is tough. It's like because I have a younger brother, but mine's not as big of an age gap. But I know the like hard to relate thing because I'm very different from my brother, and so I'm 21, he's 18. But I remember even as a kid, like being like a little jealous little monster when he would get attention because he's the younger, cuter kid or whatever. But it just being able to relate is really hard, and being able to mature that relationship is really important, which is a cool way to like spend that time.
I'm an only
Yeah, that's
child,
fair.
so like
I know.
I can't actually relate to that, but like it's cool to hear about though, you know.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I try. I wouldn't give myself too much credit because I can be kind of a bum sometimes, but I know. I don't know. Yeah, you gotta try.
All right, since everyone has pretty much shared, are we done? Do we need to go back into the main room or
Yeah,
something?
so we're gonna leave the room and then we just wait in there. But good job, everyone. You did
I'll
great.
go ahead and stop the recording. Nice.
Hey, should I click that black like square box?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
like the
stop
stop.
recording. And